Hello guys, and welcome back to the channel. As you can see in the background, we're back to Gran Turismo daily races this week, and this was an absolute cracker in the brand new cars from Gran Turismo's recent update, the Super Formula. I've chosen the Honda with the fantastic McLaren Monaco Gulf livery, and this race, as you can see there, is chaotic from start to finish in 99.9% of the races that were on that week. So as you can see, not the optimal start that we wanted. Started in 7th, dropped down to 16th after turn 1, ghosted through the Spaniard there, gone a bit wide with our dirty tyres and slightly put off by the ghosting. And it's all about recovery now. Like I said, not ideal, but we continue on anyway. So coming through here, flat out, in 5th, using a bit of overtake to get on the back of the pack. Don't want to lose to grips with the pack like the Spaniard has behind. Went a bit deep there, but it was our first lap. We were just warming up a bit. As you can see, Bodge gone very wide there, 2-second penalty. Frenchman ahead, 6-second penalty, he's left, so 2 easy positions taken up there. And bumping the German through that turn there, as we are clearly the much quicker car in this pack. Lovely move on the outside, nearly lost the rear end, quite a lot of oversteer in this car with the dirty air. Back onto the overtake button, going by the people with their penalties, and we're back up into 10th place before the end of the first lap. Looking for a move on the inside of the Brit here, sweet pack, and unfortunately overcooked it and shoved him massively wide as another driver goes perpendicular off into the track, onto the grass and into the wall. So I did actually try and wait for the Brit there, but I think he actually left. Oh no, there he is, 9th position, so I gave him that back. The German sneaked by as well, so I felt I was being very fair there. Didn't mean to push him off track, obviously, just went in a bit too hot and gave him position back. And now we're all over him again, and I think we've just got another position. He's actually gone off wide himself that time. I didn't need to push him, so getting the position back fair and square in the end, which is how we like to do our racing. Obviously everyone makes mistakes, and I am the victim of that sometimes, and sometimes I'm the one dishing out the ramming. So try and do your best to give the positions back where you can. If you can't, then well, I suppose you just got to carry on, I guess. Anyway, coming up to lap number 3 here, all over the back of the Frenchman, great slipstreaming, back on the overtake button, diving down the inside of this first turn, very nicely done, dropping down to 2nd, but the Frenchman with a perfect little switchback gets that position back. Great racing. And now we go through this section, which is pretty much flat out. He's gone very wide there, don't know if he's cut the corner or not. He should be getting a penalty. Yeah, there we go, 0.5-second penalty, which was actually very common in this race. People were getting them left, right and centre. I get a few myself, as you'll see later on in the video, I'm sure. But yeah, it weren't too harsh of a penalty. I mean, it did enough to let a car behind you by if they'd got an unfair advantage. So as far as penalty system goes, it was actually quite a decent penalty system, really. But anyway, back into this race, keeping up to grips with the Frenchman in front, because I know as soon as we come onto this long straight, he's going to slow up and I can go straight by him. And as you can see, I've stuck to him like glue, got a good slipstream on him, so he's actually aiding me anyway. Plus I've got the overtake button, slot through him while he's ghosting. No point me going around him and wasting my time. It's not real racing, as you can see, so might as well just go around him. Coming up to the first turn, looking for that 100-metre board. You can brake so late in these cars, and I've took that very nicely. As there's a yellow flag up front, we get another free position and take 7th, and then I do the most stupid thing you could do on this race and take a massive corner cut, and there we go, been slapped with a 1 second penalty like I was alluding to earlier. And now I've got a big job on my hands, try and keep the 2-3 cars behind in that gaggle with a 1 second penalty. As you can see, someone ahead has actually got the same penalty as I go fastest of all over the first sector, obviously aided by that corner cut, but you know, we move on and try and put it behind us, keep trying to drive the way we did before the penalty, create a gap to the cars behind and catch up to the ones in front, which is pretty much the aim of racing. But anyway, coming up to the final turn, took that quite nicely. As you can see ahead, Samuel weaving around, I don't know what's happened there, but GMK, the other Spaniard, he has took his 1 second, I've took mine, and the Frenchman and the Spaniard are looking like they're both going to go by me right now. So 3 wide on the straight. I think I'm going to have to back out a bit, I don't want to kill someone again. And yeah, down to 9th, back up to 8th initially, but the Frenchman has got a very good run on me. I've kept it tight, he's going to have to back out, yeah, as he did, and I've gone slightly wide there, might get another penalty for that. I think I was just within the track limits of the penalty system. Try and move up Zambushi. I think I left him enough room, but he sort of, it would have been hard for him to see me, to be fair. So a bit more tyre banging up and down this straight, into his fast right-hander, and a bit more tyre banging. We did actually message after the race. I apologise. He actually apologised as well. Not that I think he was in the wrong, but nice sportsmanship, and obviously showed that we both knew it was just fair, hard racing, and it happens. You know what I mean? Obviously, seen earlier, I took someone out. This time, I didn't. So good racing as I absolutely lose the rear end there, straight on the power too early, and lose all the hard work I've got on that Zambushi, who was actually the quickest man on track for a long time, until just then. As you can see, Samuels took it off him now. So the Spaniards very clearly quite quick around this track. That was a bit of a tongue twister. So anyway, yellow flag ahead in 8th, sorry, on the final lap. I don't know who's lost it. I think it's GMK, as me and Zambushi are catching him quite rapidly. So on the last lap, really got to push it here, try and make an impression on Zambushi and hopefully he makes a mistake so I can nick that 7th position. But nevertheless, as we started so poorly and we're instantly on the back foot, I think 8th is quite a good recovery, considering started in 7th, went right down to 16th, nearly went straight into the back of Zambushi there. I got a really good run on him and he braked very early, but had to back out that one. Up into 8th, up in 7th, someone's gone off. I don't know what happened there, but we'll take another free position. Not gonna have enough in the tank to get Zambushi. I've got a bit of overtake left, but I don't think it'll be enough, and he's already about across the line. But like I said, dropping down to 16th from the first corner and recovering to 7th, I'll take that every day of the week. So anyway, to get a better position, we all know the best way to do that is to start higher up on the grid. So here we go, my best lap of the day, looking for that 50 board. I think I said 100 board earlier. Very aggressive on the first turn, up through the gears, try not to lose the back end like I did there. Coming through here, it's literally just a blip off the throttle, straight back on it, throw it in. The downforce in this car is absolutely incredible. As you can see, flat out through here. As it comes to the orange barrier on the right, you can just throw it in, try not to lose the back end again, get on the power as early as you can, absolutely floor it through here, up through the gears, flat out, look out for that Dunlop billboard, braking dead on, down in second, first if you need it to rotate the car, but accelerate out in second, balancing the car. Up in third, early doors, back down to second through here, early doors upshift again, trying to balance the car, and you get the gist. Slow it down, up through the gears, stop the slide again, looking for the orange barrier, last turn, off the apex, a bit wide, but managed to get a good run through here, and then you just foot to the floor, up through the gears, and get to that line as quick as you can. 123 was my best lap, and this time it's a 122.7. Not the best lap, but my best lap that I could muster up in qualifying, which put us second on the grid next to Fernando Alonso. So the Portuguese Fernando Alonso got a great launch off the line, already up into first, got the inside line, used a little bit of overtake to try and keep it, trying to keep out of trouble this time. Alonso just sticks his nose up the inside. I know it's not actually Alonso, but gets his first position back. Great move. So as you can see, we've got a bit of a gap between the rest of the field and us, trying to push on with him, try not to get into too much chaos so that we can push away from this group and create a bit of a gap, so it makes our race a little bit easier. And as you can see, I'm keeping up with him really well, getting into his slipstream here. Might be able to make a move into the chicane. Thought better of it, shoved him through slightly as he was very slow through there, to be fair, and I slowed up to let him back by and let the Brit of Eeks onto the back of my car. He has got a 5.5 second penalty though for some reason. That seems very harsh. I don't know what that was for, but anyway, we should lose him due to his penalty, so it should be back to me and the Portuguese driver in the Alonso liveried Aston Martin. Coming up to the start and finish line, using a lot of overtake to get that speed, and I've got a very good slipstream on here. Might go for a move up into turn 1. Sorry about that lag, and yeah, I've gone for it, pulled out wide, braking late, hit that apex nicely, power out the corner, and we've made it stick. And now he's in my dirt, yeah, so I have now just got to keep cool, calm and collected, try not to get any silly stupid penalties, and if anything try and bridge that gap between me and the Portuguese driver. And as you can see, I've already got a slight bit of a gap. Tried to use a bit of overtake there, as you can see on the way out of that corner, just to give us a bit of breathing room. Didn't really want him to be making a move on me into the chicane, as that is probably one of the best places for overtaking. And yeah, I just got to push on now, try and drive smoothly and as fast as I could, as you normally try and do, like I said earlier. But yeah, we're in the best position in the house. Lovely shot of Mount Fuji yet again, and that unbelievable livery of the Gulf McLaren on my car in the top spot. Coming on to lap number 3 right now, just about to cross the line. Should be the fastest lap so far. 23.7, not bad, but I know I can go slightly quicker than that. Yeah, looking for that 50 board on the left, chucking it in nice and aggressively, not losing the rear end that time. So keeping the Portuguese driver at bay, and if you look at the top right on the minimap, you can see we've actually pulled ourselves quite a nice little gap. So as long as I keep it nice and clean, like I am doing so far in this race, it'll just be the Portuguese driver that I have to worry about. But as you can see, I've already pulled a little bit of a gap on him. I don't think he's actually in my slipstream now, and I'm just getting quicker and quicker at the minute. Through that first section I really got it nailed on. It's this windy section I wasn't brilliant through. This probably one of the hardest corners to get right, this long right left-hander into like a slower left-hander. It really draws you in, thinking you can go a lot quicker than you can, and you can very easily go wide and get yourself dirty tyres. And this time I think I've absolutely nailed it, to be fair. And as you can see in the background, I've blew him away really. I've got a really healthy gap, and there we go, another fastest lap. Rio, however you say it, he is way down now. So as I alluded to earlier, I've just literally got to keep cool, calm and collected, no mistakes, just trust the process, try not to go too fast, as I absolutely nailed that, to be fair. Yeah, don't try and break your neck, but obviously don't slow down so much that they can catch you. And as you can see, I'm absolutely blowing him away. He's got no answer for me. Third and fourth are having their own little battle miles away, and the rest of the pack are just absolutely lost. So like I say, even if I spun it now, I think I could probably still come second, but no one remembers second place. We want that win. I've not had a win for a long time on here, and I want another. So let's push on here, coming on to the final straight, which will be for me to go on to the penultimate lap, lap 5, if my maths is correct. So yeah, coming down the start finish line, saving a little bit of my overtake button, just so if anything happens at the end of the race, I have it to get myself out of trouble, basically. Coming down through the first turn, bit wide but nice and clean, didn't go on the grass, so that's the main thing. Coming through this very fast left-hander, absolutely nailed that. So much downforce in this car. Flat out through this right-hander, braking hard into this left-hander before getting on the power as early as possible. Took that lovely there. Could have gone slightly wide if I needed to, but used as much as track as I felt I needed at the time. Flat out through it, braking hard down into second gear and rolling it through the chicane, keeping off the grass to keep my tyres from getting slippy. Don't want no dirty tyres through this section, as it is very oversteery, this car. And yeah, look, you can't even see the Aston Martin now. There he is in the last second of that shot. You can just see him when it comes to the end of the camera's flipping over. And yeah, we're really controlling this race, and that is something I rarely do. I always seem to try and throw my races away. I've done it many times. We come on to the final lap. Got a tiny bit of overtake left, like I say, keeping it in case I make a silly mistake. But at the minute I don't look like doing that. Nailed the first corner again, and now I've just got to keep myself calm here, because this is where I make most of the mistakes. And as you can see, I have made another stupid error and got myself a 1 second penalty. Absolutely stupid thing to do on the last lap. Thankfully, I don't know if you'll see it now, but you can actually see the Aston Martin has got himself a penalty. I think it's a 0.5 penalty, so I should be able to hold on to this race win. And thank God I saved a bit of that overtake. But yeah, 0.5 second penalty for the Portuguese driver. And yeah, so glad I didn't use up all my overtake button, because I'm going to need that to power out after this penalty, because I don't want to even give him a chance to take this win off me. It's one of the most gutting things when you lose it, and I think we've all been there and lost it under pressure. But it won't matter today, because today I've got my overtake button, I've took my penalty, and I'm coming across the line for win number 6. And as King Charles is coronated as Britain's king, it will be forever remembered as the day that I, Bang Average Ben, won at Fuji International Speedway. Thanks again for watching, guys. I really appreciate the support, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.